Greetings, I'm Caffeine Rage and I'm back with the Sunday Sampler. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different and play a little bit of roulette. This is an idea that my co-host on the VGL podcast, Jared, had at one point, and I'm going to lovely borrow it. So I'm going to set a few ground rules, at least for my first attempt on this, mostly because there's a lot of bad games in my Steam library. We're going to spin the wheel 3 times. And then we'll take a look at each of the games and make our final decision there. Any game that is episodic, we will revert to the first episode that I have. So if it hits like Sam and Max, for example. I have Season 2 actually through Telltale, but I'm not sure if I could actually access that at the moment. But if we hit like the middle of a episodic game, we'll revert to the first episode of that and play a little bit of it. If we hit a multiplayer game that has a dead community or is local co-op only, which I have a few of, we will re-roll that particular choice, especially if we don't have anything else worthwhile. Anything that does not play or does not play well with my recording software, it's going to be skipped, of course, because, you know, what's the kind of the point of that? Because you can't exactly watch something that you can't, record, right? So let's just go ahead and do that for our ground rules, at least for the first attempt of this. We may do this again in the future, so let's spin the wheel and see what we get. This is going to be pulling from my entire Steam library. And first up is Ziggurat, actually a first-person roguelike game that I've never actually spent that much time in now that I think about it. I think I got that in a Humble Bundle somewhere. So spin again. I have tried this once before and I hit 2 games that were just completely dead communities, and I am not loading this at these choices. MacLeod Warband is another very interesting game, and I've actually spent a lot of time with it, just not on video. And Demetrius, the Big Cynical Adventure. Let's respin that because we've done a Sunday sampler on that already, and I wouldn't be able to put that much time in it beyond that. And that'll be my my last rule, I think, is any game that I've put significant time into or has had a Sunday sampler in the past that it wouldn't benefit from, like this one, will re-roll. So spin again. In between. I don't recognize that offhand. So yeah, there is our picks. I'm going to go to my test screen. I'm doing this through OBS, so we'll have a little bit less editing, in theory. And we'll see what we get. So I'll see you back here in a moment. As soon as I hit the actual thing. There we go. Okay, and I am back. So I've loaded up all these in tabs in Chrome and have it in full screen, so we'll be able to take a good look at this. So Ziggurat, yeah, I was right. Dungeon crawling first-person shooter, which I don't have a lot of time in, so that would be an interesting choice. See me suck at a completely new roguelite. Then we have MacLeod Warband, which I have a couple hundred hours in. This is a long-form sandbox RPG. Could be an actually interesting Let's Play series. So that's one to actually consider. Modded, of course, because I will say that the game is probably a lot more interesting modded. And this is the one that I didn't recognize. And I'm pretty sure I got this as a review code at some point and it fell through the cracks. People complain about repetitive gameplay, but this is from... Let's see who these guys are. Alright. They did Bridge Constructor Portal, so... Which I actually didn't care for. It felt like a substandard on game on both halves, but Bridge Constructor itself is actually pretty decent. Inner World was also pretty decent. I kind of want to do this and give it a shot. I think we're going to try this. If this doesn't record properly, we'll go to Ziggurat. Sound like a plan? I think it sounds like a plan. So let's, well, cut to some gameplay. Of course, that requires me to actually stop the recording and do everything else. So we'll fade to Indian Head and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, and I'm back with some In Between. And I gotta be honest, I have no idea where the hell I got this. It doesn't appear to be a review code, at least from what I could tell. And I don't recognize any of the bundles it's been in, so who knows? Which is a little spooky now that I think about it. I have no idea where I got this. And it doesn't look familiar enough for me to bought it directly, so maybe it was a ghost, I don't know. I am trying this out with controller. If not, we'll go to keyboard and mouse. So new game, because I don't recall playing this at all.
Sooner or later, everybody dies.
Well, this is a very cheery start.
If you want a happy ending, that of course depends on where you stop your story. Orson Welles said that. It's ridiculous.
Just wheel away from, I'm guessing daughter, just based on the age difference. Because he looks like he's up there a little bit. Not, yeah, not elderly, but I would say, good middle-aged. From Gently Mad. White women playing solitaire while they're on nurse duty.
Give me a few more weeks. Then that's it. Or not.
I gotta say, I really like the art style.
Sometimes you live your life, sometimes not. Much of the time you just end up hanging in between.
Damn. Yeah. I really like how, it shows the different moments in the guy's life very quickly. Just a, boom. In Between.
This is the happy ending of a man who's dying.
Well, okay. And for some reason it's showing...
What does up or down really mean? Is down always what you're standing on?
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's showing PlayStation control. Oh, well.
Sooner or later, everybody dies.
Okay, so hitting the X button or the
if you want a happy ending,
the square on the PlayStation controller immediately takes you to the.
Orson Welles said that. It's ridiculous.
The main menu, which, yeah, we'll get to enjoy this art again. Oh, I didn't even realize that he moved based on where I was, or. Interesting.
They give me a few more weeks. Then that's it. Or not. Who knows? Sometimes you live your life, sometimes not. Much of the time you just end up hanging in between. This is the happy ending of a man who's dying.
Yeah, this is weird. It's showing...
What does up or down really mean?
Oh.
Is down always what you're standing on?
Oh. So that's where we're going with this. Sort of, trying to think of what the, okay, I see where we're going with this. Interesting.
And what of life and death?
Oh.
Is one pain shatters reality into shards.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know where we're going with this, actually. Because that is trying to change... Oh, okay, that's another button that puts me in the main menu. So, why do they have so many buttons that are dedicated to main menu? I don't know. Okay, so they have it where on the shoulder buttons are, it kind of rotates the gravity. But in this case, both directions, yeah, just lead to a shattered world. I keep finding new ways to get to the main. Oh, okay, okay. So, really? This is just such a weird control scheme. All right, so the triggers on the shoulders rotate the world 90 degrees, but the D-pad, down on the D-pad, is also rotating the world. Or, yeah, there's something on the D-pad that does it. It looks like it's hitting more than one direction, does it? Weird. Oh, I see where we're going with this. Okay. Such a weird ass control scheme. And I think that's going to cause me to kind of not recommend this, is that it seems that it's not rotating the world per se, it's setting a cardinal direction for each one, so. And it's also backwards, it feels like. Yeah, so, okay, left trigger causes me to fall right. Right trigger causes me to fall left, which is backwards from what I would think. Holding the up direction on the D-pad causes me to fall, yeah, well, up. So the thing is, it's being obstinate about that. So there we go. Oh, how am I supposed to do this? Oh, and I hit the wrong direction because yeah, intuitively what I thought, yeah, the other direction. And it's not seeming to want to change very quickly. Yeah, I think this is it's interesting. I've only really seen a few games that kind of do this, but it's obtuse. Okay. Come on. So, I want to go that direction. And then... Ah.
Obstacles, my father once said, are merely tools. Only an idiot could curse or avoid them. I asked him what he meant by that, but he said he wanted to watch a talk show on TV and I had to go to bed. It was just a rerun.
Okay, so come on. Up. And then down. Hopefully there's no fall damage. And there isn't.
Is death just the crossing of an imaginary border?
I keep heading the wrong direction because... Well... Okay, so... There we go. So I want to follow that direction.
My father was an accountant. I watched him die. Very slowly. One TV show at a time.
Damn. Yeah. So this is essentially a physics puzzler, which is interesting. But it just does not want to change its directions very easily. Oh, and also has backwards controls for some reason. Come on, come on. Yeah, don't. I don't know what is such a pain in the ass for it to want to change all that much. And then I keep hitting the wrong damn trigger. The triggers are the only ones that really want to change the gravity. Going, well, north and south, up and down on this. It's very obstinate. Takes several presses for it to actually want to register. Which does not bode well for a physics puzzler. Granted, there, at least so far, hasn't been any ability to change while actually in motion, but come on. Really? Now we're gonna do that. Okay. Oh, well, that was interesting. Oh. Really?
If the end of the road is again its beginning, is that all there is to the circle of life?
I thought it was a wheel of motion. Okay, so sliding puzzle, and you can't see where the fuck you're heading. Oh. Yeah, I was screwed there. I mean, I'm slowly getting the feel for the how the gravity changes, but it is still unpleasant. Highly unpleasant, actually. I doubt I'll be playing much of this. Probably doesn't help that there's some, threading the needle already. And I'm pretty sure that's digital control. Actually, hang on, let's... Yeah, it's digital controls as well, so playing with mouse and keyboard does not condone any benefits. Keep wanting to hit right trigger for going right. It's right trigger to go left trigger to go right. And it's spam the D-pad to eventually get where you want to go. So is this death? No. Really? That counter is crushing me? Oh, and I forgot to set that block back. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to be playing much of this, honestly. No, down. A very interesting physics puzzler, but fiddly as fuck. No, down. Especially in, two directions, which... Oh. Yeah, that wouldn't work, and that's death anyway. If they mapped it to the right thumbstick, it would actually be a little bit better, or have it a little bit more responsive, because it's like rocking the D-pad sometimes does it, but sometimes it doesn't. And whenever you're on a side like that, it's hard to tell exactly what direction you're going to end up. Maybe it's a metaphor for life, Sometimes you have to make do with shitty situations because you don't know what way gravity's going to go. But I think it's more than just the controls suck. And this guy can't jump for some reason. So yeah, I think that's it, actually. I'm not going to be getting past this level with any type of ease because for some reason they decided to make it not just pretentious, but fucking annoying with the controls. So yeah, I think that wraps us up for the day as I just die again. As always, constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, and hopefully, completely borrowing this idea will alleviate the whole, several missed weeks in a row of content for the Sunday Sampler, I hope. As always, thank you for watching. I'm just going to cut this very short because it's like I'm supposed to do that, but then move? I don't know what it's wanting me to do there. It's interesting though. And I have to say I do like the art style, but yeah, we are done here for the day. Really? Yeah. Now I know why it's about a man who is dying. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week, hopefully with something a little bit better. I'll see ya.